Hello, thank you for taking the time to listen to today's podcast. Together we will touch on a seemingly small topic, but one that many older people secretly worry about: body odor in old age. You may have heard someone joke about old person odor. But for many people it is not a laughing matter. It is the moment when a grandchild avoids a hug, a child avoids a kiss, or someone suddenly looks away without knowing why. And that sadness, no words can fully describe. This podcast is not to criticize, nor to make you feel inferior. It is to understand, to love, to know that you are not alone and everything can change. All it takes is a little knowledge, a little patience, and a lot of love for yourself. Let's start that journey with me right now. Old people's smell is real, and most don't even know it. "Grandma, why do you smell funny?" 7-year-old Ella whispered innocently into her mother's ear after visiting her grandmother. That seemingly harmless question, spoken with the pure curiosity so common in children, felt like a knife straight to the heart of 72-year-old Margaret, a woman who had always taken great pride in her personal hygiene and neatness. Her whole life she had been tidy and clean. Her home always smelled pleasant, her clothes were always neatly ironed, and she never missed a day of bathing. Yet somehow her beloved granddaughter, the one she adored more than anyone, was now pulling away from her hugs, sitting at the edge of the couch and turning her head when Margaret leaned in to kiss her forehead. That night Margaret lay awake, tears silently soaking her pillow. Is it true? Do I really smell like an old person? Did I do something wrong? The painful question repeated over and over in her mind. What she didn't know was that she wasn't alone. Millions of elderly people go through this silent heartbreak without understanding why. The truth is, there is a very specific scent that often comes with age, and what's even more heartbreaking is that most older adults can't detect it themselves, while others around them can smell it easily. Family members notice it, grandchildren sense it, and even strangers may pick up on it. But out of love, or out of fear of hurting the elderly, they stay silent. They take a step back, they hug less, they quietly crack open a window after the older person leaves the room, and the person never knows why. And that's just not fair. It's not your fault. No one ever tells you that changes in body odor in old age don't come from being dirty or lazy. They come from a natural biological process. As the sweat glands become less active, the skin begins to produce a specific compound called 2-nonenal, and the mouth becomes drier due to a decline in saliva production. All of these silent changes build up over time, creating what is commonly referred to as old people's smell. And because no one talks about it, many, like Margaret, live in self-doubt, wondering why people are slowly withdrawing from their touch, their hugs. Some blame their age. Others think it's because they're no longer valuable or lovable. But no, aging bodies shouldn't be a reason for anyone to feel rejected or avoided. We all will reach that age someday. Any one of us could become a Margaret in the future. But here's the beautiful truth. This can change. You don't need expensive perfumes. You don't need complicated beauty routines. With a little knowledge and a few simple changes in your daily habits, you can regain your confidence, your closeness with others, and those warm, loving hugs from the people who matter most, even the little grandkids who are endlessly curious but full of love. The main causes behind the old people's smell. It turns out that old people's smell isn't some mysterious or shameful thing. It's actually the result of a series of silent biological changes that take place within the body as we enter middle and old age. These changes don't make a fuss, don't give warnings, but they leave their mark on the scent of your skin, the breath you exhale, and even the subtle impression others get when they come close to you. It starts with the sweat glands, something we often view as an inconvenience when we're young, that gradually become a silent guardian as we grow older. In youth, the body regularly secretes sweat every day, flushing out bacteria, toxins, and waste. That's how the body naturally cleans itself. But after the age of 60, the sweat glands begin to slow down significantly. For many, sweat production drops to less than half of what it once was. And when sweat isn't being released, toxins begin to build up beneath the skin, creating an ideal environment for bacteria to multiply, stick to the skin's surface, and produce a musty, unpleasant odor, the very scent that younger people can detect within just a few minutes of being nearby. But it doesn't stop there. The skin of older adults also undergoes a quiet transformation. The body begins to produce a compound known as 2-nonenal, a small aldehyde with surprisingly strong power in shaping body odor. This substance doesn't exist in young people but increases with age, especially in areas like the neck, back, and chest, where sebaceous oil glands are most active. Unfortunately, perfumes or scented lotions can't mask the smell of 2-nonenal. In fact, they can sometimes make it worse, like spraying perfume in a moldy room. The combination of scents creates an odd, indescribable smell, and that's why even if you shower regularly, someone might still subtly pull away after hugging you. And finally, we come to a silent yet powerful factor: breath. Many older people feel embarrassed when their grandchildren turn their heads away during a close conversation. It's not that the story isn't interesting, it's the breath. After age 60, the salivary glands slow down, producing up to 50% less saliva. And saliva isn't just for digestion, it's the body's natural mouthwash. It cleans bacteria, neutralizes acids, and keeps breath fresh. A dry mouth, more bacteria, smelly gases. The process unfolds silently, and most people don't even realize it's their own breath that may be causing their loved ones to instinctively back away. None of this is your fault. It's a natural process. But once you understand the root of the issue, it becomes clear. This isn't fate, it's something that can be improved. No one is born with a smell, and no one is destined to live with it. With a little knowledge and a few simple changes, you can take back control over your body's scent, and close the growing distance between you and the ones you love. The 3 most commonly overlooked areas that cause body odor. After learning that the old people's smell isn't caused by poor hygiene but by natural internal changes, many people feel a sense of relief. But then comes the next question. I shower every day, so why does the smell still linger? The answer lies in the places we often don't think about, or don't clean thoroughly enough during each bath. Because sometimes, it's not about how long you shower, but about what parts of your body you've unintentionally left out. 1. Skin folds, the silent shelters of odor. Aging causes the skin to lose its firmness and become more saggy. As a result, folds and creases start appearing, in places like the back of the neck, behind the ears, under the breasts, around the navel, the groin, behind the knees and elbows. These areas become a paradise for bacteria and odor. Why? Because they're discreet, often overlooked, and tend to stay moist due to sweat and natural skin oils. Susan, 66, once tearfully told Dr. Henry, I've bathed daily my whole life, but I never thought about scrubbing behind my ears or under my breast. It wasn't until my granddaughter started avoiding my hugs that I realized something wasn't right. Just 1 week of gently cleaning these quiet skin areas with a soft towel and mild soap led to her receiving the first warm hug in months. And that hug wasn't just a gesture, it was a reassurance. Grandma is still lovely. Grandma still smells just like before. 2. Hairy areas, where oil and bacteria love to gather. Hair doesn't grow only on the head. For men especially, areas like the chest, stomach, and underarms tend to have thick hair, which can become a natural odor trap, if not cleaned properly. Even your scalp, despite regular shampooing, can harbor buildup if you don't massage it thoroughly with your fingertips. Oil and dead skin cells can accumulate and create odor over time. Tom, 62, shared, I've always shampooed daily, but I never used my fingers to massage my scalp properly. After following my doctor's advice for just a week, my wife said my head smelled like autumn breeze. Even my little grandson stopped complaining that Grandpa's head is weird. Simple actions, seemingly minor, can bring about heartwarming changes. 3. The soles and between the toes, where bacteria grows by the hour. We often give a lot of attention to our faces, yet completely forget about our feet, the part of the body with the highest density of sweat glands. Feet spend all day confined in socks and shoes, rarely get to breathe, and are often not dried thoroughly after bathing. This makes them a perfect breeding ground for odor and bacteria. Especially between the toes, an area that easily stays damp and is frequently overlooked. John, 68, once noticed his daughter-in-law rushing to open the window right after he entered a room. At first he thought the room was just stuffy, until his own grandchild casually remarked, Grandpa's feet smell bad. From that day forward, he began scrubbing between his toes thoroughly, drying his feet completely and changing his socks daily. Everything changed. No more awkward glances. No more hastily opened windows. Just laughter, and tiny feet climbing back into his lap. By simply paying attention to these 3 often forgotten areas every day, you're not just eliminating body odor, you're inviting love and closeness back into your life. Because sometimes, it's not time that steals intimacy, it's just a few patches of skin that haven't been given the care they deserve. 3 daily habits to improve body odor. Sometimes, the biggest changes don't come from loud, expensive, or complicated actions. They come from small habits, seemingly simple, even too ordinary to notice. But it's exactly those tiny things, done consistently each day with patience, that can create real magic. For older adults, the 3 habits below not only help the body smell fresher, They are the key to reopening the doors of closeness, confidence, and warm connection with the people around you. 1. Drinking warm water, a gentle cleanse from within. Everyone knows water is good for your health. But warm water, especially in the early morning on an empty stomach, acts like a quiet remedy that helps the body detox in a gentle yet effective way. As we age, sweat glands become less active, causing toxins to build up and get released through the skin instead, leading to body odor. Drinking warm water regularly helps flush these wastes out through urine, rather than letting them cling to the skin. Margaret once shared, "I started every morning with coffee for 30 years. But after switching to a cup of warm water just 2 weeks later, my granddaughter hugged me tightly and whispered, 'Grandma smells like sunshine.' I cried right then and there." Just 6 cups of warm water a day, spread evenly from morning to evening, can make a noticeable difference. Note, coffee and tea don't count. They dehydrate the body rather than hydrating it. 2. Gentle walks in soft sunlight, light sweat, strong health. Many older adults avoid physical activity out of fear of exhaustion or falling. But a slow walk in mild sunlight, even just 10 to 20 minutes a day, can bring surprising benefits. It helps the body produce a bit of sweat to cleanse the pores, lets sunlight kill bacteria on the skin surface, and improves blood circulation, skin tone, mood, and yes, body scent. Fred, 75, once complained that he smelled like a closed-up room. But after just 1 week of walking around his garden in the early morning, he said, "Somehow my skin looked brighter and the musty smell faded. But the most amazing part, my son stopped pulling away from my hugs." Start slowly, just 5 to 10 minutes at a time, ideally before 9 a.m. or after 4 p.m., when the sun is gentle and not too harsh. You don't need to go far, just step outside into your yard, onto your balcony, or around your home. 3. Bathing with warm, not hot, water, and not for too long. Bathing is a moment of relaxation. But many people tend to use water that's too hot, thinking it'll clean them more thoroughly. In truth, overly hot water dries out the skin, damages its natural protective layer, and makes it easier for oil and bacteria to cling, major causes of body odor. The simple fix. Use warm water around 100 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. Choose a gentle, non-fragrant soap and keep your baths short. Once or twice a week, soak for 15 minutes to deeply cleanse the pores. And most importantly, always dry your body thoroughly, especially skin folds, before putting on clothes. Linda once laughed as she shared, "All I did was change how I bathe and how I dry off. Now my grandkids can't stop hugging me. They even say, 'Grandma smells like a fluffy towel.'" Just a small change brought back so much love. These 3 habits, drinking warm water, walking in sunlight, and bathing the right way, may sound simple. But by practicing them daily, you're sending a powerful message. I love myself. I want to stay close to my family. I refuse to fade into silence just because I'm growing older. And freshness doesn't just come from your skin, it radiates from the joy of living clean, healthy, and connected to the ones you love most. What you eat affects how you smell. There's a surprising truth few people realize. You're not just what you eat, you smell like what you eat. Our bodies quite literally reveal our meals through every pore, every breath, and every close interaction. And this becomes even more noticeable as we grow older. When digestion slows down, detoxification becomes less efficient, and the balance of microorganisms in the body begins to shift. Your diet, often thought of as only connected to digestion or general health, actually plays a major role in reducing or worsening that distinct old person smell. 1. Foods rich in antioxidants, a deodorizing secret from the inside out. As the body ages, oxidative stress increases, leading to what some call biological rust. This damages cells, dulls the skin, and significantly contributes to unpleasant body odor. The solution? Antioxidants, compounds that clean up internal waste, neutralize toxins, and help the body stay fresh from within. You don't have to look far. Common foods like tomatoes, apples, strawberries, blueberries, brown rice, and buckwheat are packed with antioxidants. Paul, 79, once said he felt uncomfortable with the smell of his own body. After his doctor recommended eating 1 apple and 1 tomato a day, he shared, with eyes gleaming, 2 months later, my granddaughter wrapped her arms around my neck and said, "Grandpa, you smell like morning sunshine." I thought my heart might stop from the joy. 2. Garlic, a natural deodorizer no one expects. It may sound contradictory. Garlic, a food often blamed for bad breath, can actually help reduce body odor. The truth is, once digested, garlic acts like a natural antibiotic, killing odor-causing bacteria and supporting liver detox. Its long-term deodorizing effect far outweighs the temporary smell it causes. Just 1 to 2 cloves of garlic a day, lightly roasted, added to soup, porridge, or stir-fried veggies, can help your body clean itself from the inside. And don't worry, properly cooked garlic won't leave a lingering smell. 3 watery vegetables and fruits, a quiet flow that washes odor away. Older bodies often suffer from dehydration, not just from drinking less, but from eating fewer water-rich foods. Fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, tomatoes, pears, and watermelon not only hydrate you, but also help flush out toxins through urine rather than skin, dramatically reducing body odor. Nancy, 68, once felt so self-conscious she refused hugs. But after 3 months of consistently eating half a cucumber and 1 tomato a day, she beamed. My daughter told me, "Mom, you don't smell like before." And just like that, I felt 10 years younger. If eating raw veggies is difficult, try blending them into juice, making smoothies, or tossing them into a light salad, as long as you keep it up daily. Cut back on coffee, alcohol, and fried foods, the silent odor makers. Coffee and alcohol have one thing in common. They dehydrate the body and dry out the mouth, making body odor and breath noticeably stronger. Fried foods, fast food, and low-fiber meals slow down digestion, causing toxins to linger and be excreted through the skin, creating an unpleasant smell. Instead of coffee, try barley tea or herbal teas. For breakfast, switch to oatmeal with fresh fruits. It's gentle on the stomach and naturally cleansing. Here's the magical truth. Your body odor is a reflection of your inner condition. And adjusting your diet doesn't just make you feel healthier, it makes people want to be near you, stay longer, and grow closer. Because a pleasant scent isn't just about cleanliness, it's a sign of self-care, a form of self-love, and a way of honoring those you care about. Good oral hygiene, the key to fresher breath. It's a hard truth to say out loud, but everyone has felt it. Bad breath is one of the silent reasons people instinctively step back. This is especially true for older adults. No matter how clean you are, how well you eat, or how fresh your clothes smell, if your breath carries an unpleasant odor, distance starts to form between you and others, almost automatically. What's even more heartbreaking is that most elderly people can't smell their own breath, while those around them can't not notice it. Linda, 73, didn't understand why her grandson, who used to be so attached, began to avoid her when she leaned in to talk. One day, in a moment of innocent honesty, the boy whispered, "Grandma, your mouth smells like old medicine." The words left Linda stunned. She brushed her teeth twice a day and always believed her mouth was fine. But the issue wasn't with her routine, it was with the silent biological changes happening inside her. Why do older adults often have bad breath, even with good hygiene? The main reason is dry mouth, a common condition after age 60. As we age, the salivary glands slow down, producing up to 50% less saliva. But saliva is the guardian of fresh breath. It rinses away bacteria, neutralizes acids, and keeps the mouth moist and clean. When saliva is lacking, harmful bacteria multiply and produce sulfur gases, the leading cause of that familiar old person breath. A simple 3-step solution, gentle yet powerfully effective. Step 1. Brush your teeth 3 times a day, not just 2. It may sound like too much, but in older adults, bacteria build up quickly due to low saliva production. That extra brushing after lunch helps break the bacteria's growth cycle and stops odors before they start. Use a soft bristled toothbrush, fluoride toothpaste, and pay close attention to your gum line and the back molars, where bacteria love to hide. Step 2. Scrape your tongue every morning, a small habit with big results. Up to 90% of odor-causing bacteria live on the tongue. Many people brush thoroughly but forget the tongue entirely. Use a proper tongue scraper, available at most pharmacies, each morning to remove the white film that holds bacteria and food debris. Linda, the same woman once avoided by her grandson, shared. At first I gagged. Felt weird. But after 1 week, my breath changed completely. Now my grandson lets me whisper in his ear again just like before. Step 3. Chew sugar-free gum, jumpstart your saliva factory. When saliva runs low, you can gently stimulate its flow by chewing sugar-free gum with xylitol. Xylitol doesn't cause cavities and helps keep the mouth moist. Chew for about 10 minutes after each meal to keep your breath fresher, your mouth hydrated, and your confidence intact. Bonus tips. Drink warm water throughout the day, especially after meals or talking. Avoid alcohol-based mouthwashes, they dry the mouth further. Use alcohol-free, gentle rinses instead. If brushing after meals isn't possible, Rinse your mouth lightly with warm water to remove food particles. Breath isn't a small matter, it's a silent message about your health and self-care. Fresh breath is a nonverbal invitation. Come closer. Talk with me. Hug me. And you deserve that. Not just for the sake of others, but because you, too, want to be heard, loved, and fully present in every living moment. Clothes, bedding, shoes, hidden carriers of odor. You could shower thoroughly, brush your teeth 3 times a day, eat clean, scrape your tongue each morning, and drink warm water regularly, but if your clothes, bedding, or everyday shoes are still holding on to old odors, all that effort may not result in the fresh feeling you're hoping for. Because body odor doesn't just come from your body, it comes from your environment. From the things that touch your skin, wrap around you, and stay with you hour after hour. Your clothes, your bed, your shoes, even the room you live in. This is something many people, especially older adults, tend to overlook. Not because of laziness, but out of old habits. Changing bed sheets once a week seems excessive. Wearing the same shoes all year is normal, and underwear that still smells clean is fine to wear again. But in reality, these familiar items are often the biggest odor traps. 1. Underwear and socks, small items with big odor impact. Did you know that underwear and socks touch the sweatiest, oiliest parts of your body? They absorb everything: sweat, dead skin cells, sebum, and if they're not washed daily, bacteria quickly multiply, creating that indescribable smell others notice right away. Dr. Henry once shared. Some of my patients admitted they wore the same underwear or socks for 2 to 3 days, especially during winter. But this is a quiet habit that contributes to body odor. The fix is simple. Change your underwear and socks every single day, even if you didn't leave the house or break a sweat. Choose breathable cotton fabrics, and after washing, dry them in the sun. They'll smell as fresh as new. 2. Bed sheets and pillowcases, where sweat and oil rest every night. You spend at least 7 to 8 hours in bed each night, and even if you don't feel it, your scalp still produces oil and your body still sweats. These substances slowly soak into your pillow, sheets, and blanket, building up day by day into a subtle but lingering odor in your living space. Linda once confessed, "I thought I was clean because I bathed daily. But after I started washing my sheets and pillowcases every week, my daughter said, 'Mom, your room smells like a spa now.' I was shocked and overjoyed." Wash pillowcases and bed sheets at least once a week, and if possible, dry them in sunlight. Sunlight has natural antibacterial properties, dries quickly, and leaves a clean, fresh scent that no fabric softener can match. 3. Shoes, the forgotten odor vault. Shoes, especially closed ones, are the perfect place for sweat to accumulate. And older adults often wear shoes all day. If you only own 1 or 2 pairs and rotate them without letting them breathe, after a few months, odor will settle into the fabric and soles. Paul, 69, once shared sadly, "I thought my feet were clean, but my grandchild kept avoiding sitting near me. Turned out, it was the shoes." His solution was simple but effective. Alternate shoes daily, sprinkle baking soda inside, and leave them in the sun for 15 minutes once a week. The result? His grandchild played at his feet again, just like before. 4. Your room, stale air holds on to stale smells. The air in your room, if not properly circulated, can hold on to odors from your body, the kitchen, the bathroom, even your mattress and curtains. A stuffy space doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it also causes your clothes and hair to absorb unpleasant smells. Here's an easy habit. Open the window for 10 minutes in the morning and again at night, no matter the weather. Fresh air and sunlight carry away the old smells, leave your room refreshed, and create a sense of well-being not only for you, but for everyone who visits. A clean body in a smelly environment is still a body that smells. But when you clean not just yourself, but the world around you, you don't just eliminate odor. You create a space that invites closeness, love, and appreciation back into your life. A final, heartfelt message. We often fear being judged. We fear the way others look at us. We fear that as we grow older, we'll no longer smell nice, no longer be lovable, no longer be hugged the way we once were. But allow me to say this clearly, gently, and with love. You are not dirty, you are simply changing. And that change is natural. It is part of the human journey. It is proof that you've lived, that you've grown, that you've loved, and been loved. Old people have a smell is not an accusation. It is a biological reality, and the more you understand it, the more power you have to adapt, rather than suffer in silence. You don't need a hospital. You don't need to spend thousands. All you need is a bit of knowledge, a bit of patience, and a whole lot of kindness toward yourself. You deserve to be hugged. You deserve to have grandchildren climb into your lap. You deserve to have your children press their cheeks against yours. You deserve to walk into a room without anyone needing to crack open a window, not because you're perfect but because you've learned to care for yourself with the gentle wisdom that comes with age. Aging doesn't take away your freshness. It simply invites you to learn a new way of being close. And when you do that, something magical happens. People will come near you again, as if the distance had never been there at all. Thank you for watching the whole video. If you don't like this content, please comment 0. If you find the video useful, please comment 1. Subscribe to the channel and remember to turn on the notification bell to see other useful health content. See you in the next video.